for those of you who don't know me, I am Mario Barnes, and I am the current president of the Law and Society Association. And first of all, welcome to San Francisco. And I want to say tremendous gratitude first to the staff of the Law and Society Association, our executive director, Steve Boucher, Melissa, Chrisana. They are a three-person crew that does the work of 15 people, and we are so lucky to have them. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. I also want to thank all of the chairs of the committees and the members of committees who served on the awards and prize committees. Giving awards and prizes, encouraging and expanding the field of law and society and social legal study is one of the most important things we do. It's also one of the funnest things that we do, but we could not do it without the committee service. And so just know what happens right after this meeting, we start constituting new committees. So when you get that call or email, don't run, don't hide. But thank you to all of the chairs and the committee members. And so in the interest of time, we aren't going to be reading citations or long descriptions of the project, but we will invite the committee chair or member up to present the award and I think we will have photo ops. And so the first prize to be presented is the undergraduate student paper prize and graduate student paper prize. Is Sandy Levitsky here? Oh, yeah. So, and I think committee member Sandy Levitsky is going to.
Good afternoon. Let's move over. The LSA Undergraduate Student Paper Prize is awarded annually to an undergraduate student or students whose nominated papers written within 18 months of the prize year best represent outstanding law and society research. I want to thank the committee members, Shannon Gleason, who chaired the committee, and Mary Dudas for their work on this. The winner, who is not present today, was Levi Garrett Cannon at the University of California, Berkeley, for Defining Custody Resolution, How Parent Coordinators Construct Family Law. Outstanding. The LSA Graduate Student Paper Prize is awarded annually to a graduate student or students whose nominated papers written within 18 months of the prize year best represent outstanding law and society research. The committee was made up of Lee Wong and myself, Sandra Levitsky, and the winner this year was Juwan Seo at Cornell University for Not the Love Police, How Lawyers Shape Immigrant Families. And I believe he is here today. Congratulations.
So next is the presentation of the dissertation prize. Coming forward is co-chair Susan, my friend and colleague, Susan Coutin.
Blinding up here. Thank you so much. The LSA Dissertation Prize is awarded annually to a dissertation written within 12 months of the prize year and that best represents outstanding law and society scholarship. The committee members were myself and Karamat Ryder as co-chairs, Katie Albiston, Inbar Peled, and Victoria Pikowski. And we had two honorable mentions. It was a tough field. We had two honorable mentions and one award recipient. So I'm going to read the honorable mentions first. The committee selected Megan Ballard's dissertation, Language Access in State Courts, the Bureaucratic Interpretation, Organizational Construction, and Local Implementation of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 for an honorable mention. So congratulations to Megan Ballard. I'm not here. The second honorable mention, the committee selected Eduardo Gutierrez Cornelius' dissertation, Car Wash Legacies, Lawyers, Globalization, and the restructuring of the Brazilian penal field for an honorable mention. So congratulations. Where to put this? There you go. Congratulations. And now the actual dissertation award. The committee selected Shruti Iyer's dissertation, Silicosis in the State, Valuing Life and Labor in Contemporary India, for the 2026 Law and Society Dissertation Prize.
So next is the Law and Society Association Article Prize. Was the committee that was chaired by Catherine Fisk and included R.E. Waldman and I think is it Ananda Martinez? Yes. Okay. But Catherine was not able to make it, so I am going to present the award. The prize recognizes exceptional scholarship in social legal studies for a journal article or chapter in an edited book. Articles may be published in any scholarly journal, including social legal journals, journal and other disciplines, and law reviews. And this year's winner is Jillian Slee from the University of Georgia for the article Home But Not Free, Rule Breaking Withdrawal and Dignity in Reentry. Okay. And I should add that Tanya Brito from the University of Wisconsin was also a member of that committee. So next is the presentation of the John Hope Franklin Award, and it's Yuvraj Joshi. Are you here?
Hi, everybody. So the John Hope Franklin Prize is awarded annually by the Law and Society Association to recognize exceptional scholarship in the field of race, racism, and the law. The committee comprised myself, Veronica Valencia Gonzalez, Jasmine Harris, Osagi Obasogi as our chair, and Lisa Washington. And this year's prize goes to Alice Abraqua at the University of Virginia Law School for Too Stubborn to Care For, the Impacts of Discrimination on Patient Noncompliance.
Next, we have the presentation of the James Willard Hurst Book Prize, and Committee Chair Dylan Penningrove.
The James Willard Hurst Prize is awarded annually for the best work in socio-legal history published in the previous year. The field of social legal history is defined very broadly to include the history of interrelationships between law and social and economic and political change, the history of functions and impact of legal agencies, legislative and administrative as well as judicial, the social history of the legal profession, and similar topics. I chaired the committee, and the committee also included Alison Powers Usechi, Christopher Schmidt, Heraldo Souza dos Santos, and Sarah Seo. And the winner of this year's J-Dub is Serena Mayeri, University of Pennsylvania Law School, for Marital Privilege, Marriage, Inequality, and the Transformation of American Law.
To present the Herbert Jacob Book Prize, we have the chair of the committee, Liz Chiarella.
The Herbert Jacob Book Prize annual competition is open to books from all fields of and approaches to law and society scholarship published in the previous year, excluding works of legal history, which are considered for the Hearst Prize. I chaired the committee, and other committee members were Jeffrey Dudas, Isa Kohler-Hausman, Gregory Parks, and Marcia Vanderwood. And we had an embarrassment of riches this year. We considered 50 books, and we are awarding both an honorable mention and a final winner. So our honorable mention is Bernadette Atuahene at the University of Southern California Gould School of Law for Plundered: How Racist Policies Undermine Black Homeownership in America. And the winner of the Herbert Jacob Award is Joshua Page and Joe Sauce at the University of Minnesota for Legal Plunder: The Predatory Dimensions of Criminal Justice. Congratulations.
So, and just, we should thank Professor Charlton Copeland from the University of Miami, who accepted on behalf of Bernadette Atuahene. So next we have the presentation of the International Award, and the committee chair, Jose Atiles.
Good evening. The International Award is awarded annually to scholars normally residents outside of the United States in recognition of a scholarship that has contributed significantly to the advancement of knowledge in the field of law and society. It is not a book prize, but is instead given in recognition of a body of scholarship, scholarly work. The committee was composed by Manuel Gomez, Jennifer Benning, and myself as chair. And the winner is Deed Smith.
So it is next my honor to present the Ronald Pipkin Service Award, which is awarded to the Law and Society Association member or members who have demonstrated sustained and extraordinary service to the association. The Executive Committee of the Law and Society Association selects the recipient for this award. You will know this award winner as a prior LSA president, secretary, trustee, program chair, chair of the graduate and early career workshop, but I know her as that audacious woman I met as a first-year doctoral student across the bay when I was a 1L law student at Berkeley, who's been my tremendous and wonderful friend ever since. Please welcome Laura Beth Nielsen from Northwestern University and the American Bar Foundation. And we should also say the person who was central in helping us create the Law and Society Association endowment, which has become a tremendous resource toward funding social legal programming. So next, presenting the Stan Wheeler Mentorship Award is the committee member Renee Kramer.
So I'm here on behalf of Laura Gomez and Howie Erlinger, who joined me on this committee. Laura chaired it. And I was really touched when Mark asked the room at the beginning of the plenary how many of us were first-time Law and Society attendees, and 20 years and 30 years. And I imagine that so many of the newcomers in this room are here because of mentoring. And it's how I got here 25 years ago. And I know that it's one of the things about Susan Coutine, that she brings people into these rooms and into the field with how she expands the reach of our discipline by bringing people to the study and analysis of law in and society. The letters that we read on her behalf stressed her care, her support, her ability to see the whole person that she was mentoring, but they also spoke crucially and to the attention she pays to structures and processes that facilitate mentorship, that her mindful and rigorous approach to these relationships, her supportive challenge and her open presence, bolstered by those processes and structures, helped very crucially to increase the sense of home, well-being, sanctuary, and belonging for an ever-growing and increasingly diverse group of scholars. As an association, we are benefiting from and grateful to your work.
So next we'll have the presentation of the Harry J. Calvin Prize and Bob Nelson.
So the Harry Calvin Jr. Prize is awarded annually for empirical scholarship that has contributed most effectively to the advancement of research in law and society. It is not a book award nor a career achievement award, but is in recognition of a body of scholarly work, including some more recent work. And the winner of this year's Calvin Prize, nominated by Sherry Diamond and Rick Lambert, is Joseph Sanders from the University of Houston.
No speech, I promise, but one thank you and one remembrance. First to Rick Lempert, who single-handedly saved my career half a lifetime ago when it was about to end abruptly. So thank you, Rick. And secondly, I just want to remember Lee Hamilton. Insofar as this reward has anything to do with our cross-cultural work on attributions of responsibility, she is responsible for well more than half of all the good ideas we ever had. And I miss her a great deal. She's been dead now for several years. God bless Lee.
So that marks the end of the presentations. I do want to say this year, additionally, we lost two giants in law and society, Sam Krislov and more recently Mark Galanter. We had a session in memory of Mark today. There will be one for Sam, and so we should be mindful that we have lost the people, but the amazing work, the mentoring, the relationships live on. And so I also want to say again, that it's important that we have people who serve on these committees, but it's also important that we have people who nominate and bring to attention the great work that is being produced by social legal scholars and graduate students. But I am standing in the way of the reception, and Steve is giving me the look. So that means let's have another round of applause for all of our award recipients. And please enjoy the rest of the conference. So. Good job.